Oh, we are recording. Howdy, everybody. Captain Sergei over here. And since I'm inside the truck, so we gotta be super safe, better than super sorry. So I'm all ready for trucking. Unfortunately, my paperwork, like I always say, and this is another proof that I always speak the truth, is that loading and trucking usually takes the same amount of time as getting the paperwork. So I loaded Thursday in Texas, right? Humble, Texas. Okay, I spent the night over there because there was a hope of another LTL, partial load. I left Friday. I drove full day Saturday, full day Sunday. Today's Monday, September 18th. And my truck is parked a few miles away from the border. And for some reason we're recording in 1080p. Because I'm hoping to get home where I can use my Bell Mobility modem instead of using my smartphone, so I can give you guys a bit better quality than usual, because my modem is cheaper for video. So anyway, so I'm here and I started driving. I spent the last night in Tecumseh, Michigan, which is on I-69, just south of 94. Spent the night there, and then emailed in the morning as usual my status update. Dispatch likes to know your starting location and your ETA to the customer, or in my case to the border. And it was like 180 miles. So I said, leaving Tecumseh, Michigan, ETA to the border 3 hours. Please send my ACI, which is front page of the manifest I have to show at the border. And then basically things slowed down to a crawl. We are looking for paperwork. It's not ready. So I might sit here till tomorrow. So yeah, so it was a lot of driving, and I just thought I'd show you guys again this truck stop right. I was here before, but for some reason Monday, and there's no trucks, right? Last time there's always trucks over there in the front, and then they park like real close here. And especially big trucks, they just park, instead of parking their trailer wheels at that curb, they go all the way there, like there's usually multi-axle guys. And across the street, of course, is the Meyer, and that name always reminds me of foreign name spelling, and I always wonder how come my name is so difficult to pronounce for most people in Canada and the States, where you have such weird names, And there's signs over there. I went inside to grab some food, and there's a Starbucks inside, and there's signs all over the place saying that no truck parking, no truck parking. And as you can see, the one guy went right in there. And crossing this street is, you gotta be really suicidal, So much traffic, especially at now it's rush hour, around 5 o'clock. And let me see what else I can complain about here. Feel super fantastic about. Well, the weather is beautiful. There's lots of parking spots, right? I went inside, and they have really big, good bananas, which I probably can buy across the street for 35 cents a pound, but I don't want to cross that. Forget that. Anyway, I don't know why it's really, really hot in here, and there's an oversized guy over there. Just a Peterbilt ATS, right? Yeah. ATS with some AC units. And you know, when I came in, I thought, wait a second, I think this guy here was a week ago, you know. And on my right is Volvo, and I would not want to carry that badge, D13 Volvo Power. Yeah? I will try to replace it with D15, because why you want to tell people you have a small engine, you know? And over here we have a Cascadia, right? And this guy basically tells you that you got to be careful because the driver is using electronic logs. And whenever you see the gross weight in kilograms, usually that means that it's a Canadian truck, right? Americans very rarely. Actually, wait a second. It says Watkins Shepherd, Missoula, Montana. What are you doing with metric here on the side? Huh. Interesting. And I always love how people in the summer, because it's still pretty warm, right? They always carry these chains, right? Many company trucks. And those chains, you know, they're real heavy. So, oh, look, another guy with 50 axles. Welcome to Michigan. Okay, 3-axle truck, one lift. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in a row and one lift. 7, so 10 axles total. The goal for tomorrow is just to deliver this load. And it's some kind of a construction company that bought this in Texas. And then I gotta go to the company's yard, drop this trailer, and go back home, hook up to my own lowboy trailer. And I think I'll take a couple of days off because I was driving last weekend. I drove this weekend, you know. No, I spent 2 days in New Mexico, right? I reset my logbook, but still. I want to go for a run, for a ride, because I bought a computer bag. I was hoping I would be crossing in Buffalo, but my export papers dictated that I cross in Port Huron, and so I went this way. And now, of course, I'll be catching 402 on the other side in Canada, and it's just like 5 minutes from here, like the bridge, right? But the plan was I bought my computer bag, you know, where I carry my laptop, my camera with a big lens for wildlife photography. It's already like, I think, 2 or 3 years old, and it starts ripping apart inside. And so I found the same company. I like that company. The quality is nice. Casey Logic. And I went to their website to see if they have a bigger bag in the same category, like where you can put together a camera with a big lens and a laptop, at least 15-inch. And they do have a bigger bag, but unfortunately over here it was on Amazon Canada was too expensive, and the delivery time was like 1 month. So I went to Amazon.com US, and because I thought I would be crossing in Buffalo, I gave them a local Buffalo address, and now this thing is just sitting there. And if I don't pick it up before Wednesday, they're gonna send it back. And so I gotta deliver this thing, this roller, tomorrow, Tuesday, and then probably Wednesday morning you'll see me in Buffalo. Like, you know, a relaxing thing for a heavy hauler or a trucker is drive his own personal vehicle, but he's still driving, you know. It's because we all love driving. And of course, you know, driving that car, it's like no comparison between the car and the truck. You can go fast, you know, you can pass everybody, right? You don't have to be in the curb lane. Sometimes I get in the car and it's like amazing, you know. Sometimes I want to put a sticker on the back, trucker, like on a break or something, you know, because sometimes I see people looking at me like, you know, semi-truck drivers look at me and like, what the heck is this guy doing? Like, I let him pass, you know, or I stop where most guys would just go, you know. Well, this is the next day. I cannot seem to be able to get rid of that thing over there on the trailer. I cannot believe it, you know. So I recorded the first part. Oh, check out this guy over there. Yeah, so same truck stop near Port Huron. Beautiful day, you know, it was raining like crazy, people are in ditches. No, but I thought I had, oh, another guy here. Yeah, I thought I had all the paperwork, you know, and so I woke up in the morning, today's Tuesday, September 19th. I woke up in the morning and I realized that I had about 50% of fuel, so I decided to fuel over here. It's $2.79 a gallon, which is pretty much almost like in Canada, but where I'm going, and then the place where I'm going to drop the trailer, and then my home, there's no truck stops right next to it, except overpriced the Pilot in Air, and the price there is always high, so I figured I'll fuel up here. They take my card, everything cool. So I drove like 6 miles to the border, parked over there, went inside, showed my paperwork. It was really quick, maybe like 5 minutes. I get back in my truck, came back to the barrier to get back to US. The guy looks at me and he motions me like there's a guy manning the gate, right? He cannot just open the gate. It says authorized vehicles only. And it's raining like crazy, you know, like it was really bad, very bad rain. But the good thing about the rain is that now all those bugs are gone from my truck. Remember, my truck was covered. All my air horns, my mirrors over here was all covered. Now you just see some traces, but you know, I was driving fast and it started raining on Sunday at night, and I was driving and, well, of course, yeah, it's still dirty, but I still probably have to wash it. So anyway, yeah, I had to go inside, see the guy, the barrier guy. I say, hey, I have to go back to US. I don't have the proper paperwork. And the guy says, okay, he says, I have to call in and get authorization. And so he calls in, and then he opens the gate. I go under the gate, around, and back on the same 94. And I call my boss. I say they want, because it's a Volvo roller. Oh boy! And because Volvo, unfortunately, is still in business. You know, I wish they were not in business. I don't like their trucks, but unfortunately, they're still in business, at least the construction machinery business, right? And the rule with this export thing, when you have to give them 72-hour notice, you know, you have to send an email to the port of exit from US, and that's when they start the clock. So they must have the paperwork 72 hours, or what, 3 days, right? 3 days before you cross. And they give you a number, like a long, kind of like a reference number, and so you have to show that email with that number at the border, plus you need to show them original documents. And for a car, it's like a title, or if you cannot get a title, it's like a bill of sale. And the rule with machinery is that, yeah, if it's like really old and the manufacturer is not in business anymore, you can show them the bill of sale. And that's what I had. I had a bill of sale. And the guy says, no, this is Volvo, right? They're still in business. Shoot. He says, you need the original certificate of origin from Volvo, USA. Your guy's favorite, Peterbilt flat top sleeper. Don't see them too often. Hooked up to a 35-ton tandem axle. Come on. I think it's what is it? XL. He's trying to find a room next to his body over there. Another Pete with the same type of a sleeper. Just trying to get in there next to the shopping cart. The company is called Earl Hardy Trucking. Like I always say, I'm not a fan of Peterbilt trucks, but I know lots of guys like them. But actually, I like trucks with flat top roof, you know, like mine. I think they look cool. Well, I made it to the consignee, and I really want to get rid of that thing on my trailer. It's a construction company northeast of Sarnia, Ontario. So pretty much like north, you know. There's a whole bunch of lakes in here. And I went inside, I went like this, you know, around looking for a dock, because I got a step deck trailer, right? I'm 42 inches from the ground. I thought they had something in the back there. Nothing. So I went in, talked to the gentleman inside. I said, "You guys don't have a dock, do you?" And they said, "No." And I said, I asked my dispatch when I left the border, I said, I hope the consignee has a dock, because, you know, I used to own a step deck trailer, right? And very often this stuff happens. And I said, did you guys tell the broker, the freight broker, like whoever you hired to find a truck, did you tell them that you need a dock, that you don't have a dock? And he says, yeah, we did. So this roller is just not lucky, you know. Well, one solution is, that's what I suggested. I said, see if maybe if one of your neighbors, you know, has a dock, like somewhere nearby here, right? And then they can just get one of those pickup trucks and escort, you know, drive this roller on the road, because it has a regular smooth roller, right? It's not like one of those things over there that you're not supposed to drive on pavement. And so then they can just, you know, put some flashing lights on top of the pickup and escort it if it's like somewhere close, right? But I said, yeah, I'm 42 inches off the ground. Unless I back up in the ditch over there, I said, how about that? If I go back in the ditch, right? Because the bottom here is lower than the top. And he said, no, there'll be too much gap. I said, yeah, that's not gonna work. And plus, it's been raining for the past few days, so I'm pretty sure it's soft. And my trailer will just, then I'll be stuck in there, you know.